Hi everybody, welcome back to Kimchi and Cornbread. I'm Sherry. Remember last recipe when we made the mixed berry jam? Well, we're going to be using it in this recipe. Today we're going to be making buckwheat cake with mixed berry jam. It's also going to have whipped topping on that. The ingredients will all be listed below, but I'll do a quick run through. We are going to need buckwheat flour, eggs, baking powder, some milk, vanilla extract, some sugar, and softened butter. For the whipped topping, you're going to need a little bit of powdered sugar, whipped cream, or whipping cream. And for the mixed berries, I'll link the recipe down below and at the end of the video as well. Let's talk about the buckwheat flour real quick. So if you buy buckwheat flour in the store, it's going to be a darker color, and that's because it's oxidized and they add stuff to it to keep it fresher longer. And if you get it freshly milled or mill it yourself, it's going to be a little lighter. I'm using the freshly milled one today, but the darker one is absolutely fine to use. Your cake's just going to be a little darker, so it's still going to taste the same. All right, we're going to start off by mixing the baking powder into the buckwheat flour. And just giving that a good mix and then setting it aside. Now we're going to go ahead and cream our butter and sugar together. And now we're just going to add in 1 egg at a time. And now we're going to switch our whisk. We're going to switch our whisk for the mixer or the cake batter attachment. And now we're going to slowly incorporate the buckwheat flour baking powder mixture into this mix. Now we're going to add our vanilla. All right, so at this point you want to go ahead and scrape the bottom of the bowl to make sure you got everything mixed in. This flour, if it's the first time you're using it, it's a crumbly consistency. It's if you've ever made cornbread, it kind of looks like that, so don't worry. The texture is going to be a little different too, but it's gluten-free, and once you get everything mixed together, it is really, really delicious. So my oven's preheated at 350. I have 2 8-inch cake pans here. I've greased them on the bottom, and I've also used parchment paper. This will help when trying to get the cake out later. And now we're going to divide it evenly. I'm going to go ahead and place them in the oven and bake them for 25 to 35 minutes, and I'll know when they're done when I insert a toothpick in the center and it comes out clean. So I'll show you what the next step is when we get there. So my cake took about 30 minutes to bake. I already took it out and let it cool for about 20 minutes, and these cakes cool pretty quickly, so you don't have to wait that long. And now we are ready to assemble. Last recipe I showed you how to make this mixed berry jam, and if you haven't done so, I'll link the recipe down below as well as at the end of the video. Also, if you don't feel like making your own, a store-bought works perfectly fine. There we go. So for the first layer, you're going to place a thin layer of the berry compote or jam. Just like that. And don't worry about going all the way to the edge, because when we start placing the other layer on, it'll kind of naturally spread anyway. I just made this whipped cream by beating a little bit of whipping cream along with a little bit of sugar. You can use ready-made if you want to. And once again, I'm not too worried about it getting to the edge just yet, because when we place the other layer on, you'll see it'll kind of mush it down. All right. And then we're going to top it with this layer. Some more of our lovely jam. And the last of our whipped cream. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Don't forget to click like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Kimchi and Cornbread.